I do have one.
Yes?
Never mind. It's the order, right? So also because it says the sequence and all the way up to 4, that's how you know to use 1, 2, 3.
Correct. The first
4.
4 terms.
Okay.
Yes. Is that okay? Okay, and number 2, we are asked to find A of t, which is 5,000, 1 plus 0.0275. Remember, 2% is not 0.2, but 0.0275 divided by x, and it's 10 years, 10x. And x is 2 semi-annually, x is 4 quarterly, and x equals 12 monthly. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so then when we plug it in the calculator, so go to y equals and put in 5,000 in parentheses 1 plus 0.0275 divided by x. Close the parenthesis, power, don't forget parentheses, 10x. Yes, on some calculators you may not need so many parentheses, but I don't know what calculator you have, so I just want to be on the safe side. This is what I would do even with a calculator that has all the sophistication and whatever. So then I go to second and table, and I have to put in 2, 4, and 12. So 2, 4, and 12. And then I go to the right, and I copy those. I copy 6570.33. I copy 6576.46. I copy, and so on and so forth. Is this clear?
Yeah.
And now, do I have to show the one with the continuous or no?
No.
I can show the formula. So the formula for continuous will be A equals 5,000 e to 0.0275 times 10 years. Good. Next question.
I'm not asking you to like do it, but because I think I just I didn't put the decimal in the right spot. But for number 3,
Yes.
for 12% compounded monthly, is it how do you like write that out in your calculator? I put 0.012.
So we have A equals 5,000, 1 plus 0.12 divided by 12 raised to 12 times 8. And the other one is 5,000 e to 0.1191 times 8.
Oh, it was 0. Really? Because I put 11.91 and I got like the same answer.
Impossible.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Unless I put it in the calculator differently.
I have no idea, but it's impossible. I can show you.
Okay.
So you want me to look at the continuous or the first one?
The first one.
The first one. So we have 5,000, and in parentheses 1 plus 0.12 divided by 12 because it's monthly.
No, I didn't do it the way I thought I did. I did it the correct way.
Okay. So do I have to show this?
You can show that one, but not the other one.
Okay, so that's it. 12996.36.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Next question. Yes, Karen?
Number 2. So what like what were the like the correct answers again? So like even if you were to plug everything in, that's what you would still get.
So we're talking about the problem 2? Are we talking about problem 2?
Yeah,
Okay, so let me go back and copy those for you. Okay. So the first answer is A of 2 is 6570.33. A of 4. Is that okay? Next one is 6576.46.
Yeah, I understand what the answers are, but I'm just, cause I'm used to just plugging it in, not doing it this way. I just.
Yeah, you would
plug
get
it
the
in.
same answer. You want me to show you any of them? Which one would you like to see?
Where I have it wrong.
Yes, perfect. Which one? Can you tell me which one would you like
You
to
can
see?
do any of them, it doesn't matter.
The first one is okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so then 5,000 in parentheses, 1 plus 0.0275 divided by 2, that's the first one, in parentheses, caret, I'm sorry, raised to 2 times 10, 20. Close the parenthesis and we get the same thing, 6570.33. You understand that this is, the difference is just that I created a function to get all the answers quickly instead of plugging them in, which is not incorrect.
I was just trying to see where I can.
Okay, perfect. Okay, anything else? Yes,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Back to 13.
yes.
I think I'm not understanding the bottom part because it's 8.
Which problem are we looking at?
It's 13.
13. Let's take a look at 13. Yes, what is the...
So okay, so I get that it's like for the A2, it's 2 times 2, and then 2 plus 1, right? To get A2.
Yes,
So then to get A3,
yes.
is 2 still in at the bottom?
So now n is 3. I have to replace it here by 3 and here by 3. There is no more 2.
Okay, so 3 times 2. Oh, but it stays in. Okay, I see what I did.
So what I do with n3 is exactly what I did with 1 and 2.
What I did was I changed it to like n plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, I understand.
Good. Next question. Anyone?
Number 5.
Number 5. I would still would like, since I posted the solutions, I would still would like to eventually get to the final exam review. You have that, right? You have the final exam review. Okay. Okay. You said 5?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So in 5, we have log base 4 of the third root of cube root of 8, a to the 6th, b to the 3rd, divided by c times b minus 1. There is more than one way here. So first I have to take the 1/3 in front. Log base 4 of 8, a to the 6th, b to the 3rd, c, b minus 1. I will leave this waiting. This will have a positive in front, positive, positive, but negative and negative.
Mhm.
Good. So let's write that and put a bracket. So this is 1/3. So log base 4 of 8 plus log base 4 of a to the 6th plus log base 4 of b to the 3rd minus log base 4 of c minus log base 4 of b minus 1. It's almost done. I cannot do anything here. I will bring 6 in front and I will bring 3 in front and then distribute 1/3 and I'm done. So I distribute 1/3 to log base 4 of 8. I distribute 1/3 and 6, so this is positive 2 log base 4 of a. So this is 3/3, so this is plus log base 4 of b, but now minus 1/3 log base 4 of c, and minus 1/3 log base 4 of b minus 1.
For the 1/3 log of base 4 of 8.
Yeah,
where
4 raised to which power is 8, I can't say. You can change this into 2 cubed and move 3 in front. You can if you want to.
I got that part. I was wondering where, because I left the a up there next to the 8.
No, it's a product. You have to separate it. Log of a product is the sum of logs. Good. Anything else from test 3 before we start reviewing for the final? Anything else? So the solutions are posted and I added your bonus too. Okay, so let's continue with this. Okay, so let's look through and tell me what you would like to work on.
You know the extra one?
Okay, so what, say it again?
For number 8, I know,
You're from the previous test?
no, this.
From this one, okay. Number 8,
I
6,
know we
7,
talked
8.
about the general form before.
No,
in
no,
my-
no, I
So you won't have, okay,
No, it's useless,
okay, so we'll just focus on the point slope for that,
absolutely.
perfect, okay,
And then solve for y.
yes, okay.
I cannot stress enough, and I don't mind begging you, please redo all 3 tests 10 times with solutions this weekend. When I write your final exam, I did not write it yet. When I write it, I'm going to separate it into 3 pieces. Something from test 1, something from test 2, and something from test 3. Assuming that you do better on any of the parts, I will compare with your grade on test 1. And if I can boost it up, I will.
Thank you.
My pleasure. So this is the last chance to redo everything so you can get a much better grade. So about 7 to 8 problems at the most. We're going to be here starting. I'm going to be here starting from 1-ish, 2, something like that, on Wednesday, a week from today. We do not meet on Monday. Today's the last day, and but I will probably go to. I have a test with my 037 class. I have a final with them as well. I may bring them over here, but some of them are still working on the computer on stuff. So I'm sorry?
Oh, to get together.
Good, very good. Okay, so what am I doing next?
We did number 9.
Number 9 from this?
Yeah.
Yes, let's look at number 9. In number 9, we're asked to find the average rate of change between 50 and 60. So I copy 50, comma 33.8, and I copy 60, 25.2, and all I have to do, find the slope. So it's the average rate of change is 25 minus 2 minus 33.8 over 60 minus 50. Since it's a downslope, I will expect a negative answer.
So it's negative 8.6 over 10.
Yes, but it says type an so an integer or a decimal is good. So what is the answer?
Negative 0.86.
Negative 0.86. Measurement unit. This is the decrease in life expectancy per year. So years per year. Per year. Yes. So to be exact, the life expectancy, according to the model, decreases each year by almost a year. It's 0.86, quite big. So now let's also identify here. It says if the average rate of change between 70 and 80 is negative 0.43. So here it was negative 0.86. Is negative 0.86 correct? Can anyone confirm? Okay, perfect, perfect. So then here, so let's read this. It's negative. So it says increases, so I'm not going to even look at that. It says decreases. So this is potential because it says decreasing. That life expectancy is 4.3 years. No, that's, I'm going to delete it right away. Life expectancy decreases by 0.43 years between the ages of 70 and 80. The other one is life expectancy decreases each year between the ages of this by 0.8, 0.43. Yes, because it does not decrease by 0.43 between these years. It decreases between these years by 0.43 every year because it's a rate of change. And it has two measurement units, a measurement unit for the top and over the measurement unit for the bottom.
So it's that the each year part. Is the
That each year it decreases by 0.86. Sissy, I'll see you on Wednesday then. Okay. Good. Next problem, next question. 13. You have seen all these problems. Of course, it's been a while, so we may have forgotten them. But once you redo those tests, you should refresh your memory on these. So here we're given a function, and the function is f of x equals 6.5 x squared minus 92x plus 3732 divided by x squared plus 577. So now if you remember, this function is type 1 because it has the same degree over the same degree, which makes y equals 6.5 a horizontal asymptote. Leading coefficient over the leading coefficient. It's the only one, type 1. So x is in minutes, and f of x is the pH level. So we are asked to answer questions. Use the graph to obtain a reasonable estimate, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the pH level after 36 minutes. So after 36 minutes, I would say 4.75. I have a marker, it's big, it may not be 4.75. It's somewhere in there. After eating sugar, when is the pH level the lowest? Well, I see it here at 24, according to the graph. The pH level at this time, I want to say, is 4.5. Of course, it's not perfect. It's an estimate, right? According to the graph, what is the normal pH level of the human mouth? Well, according to the function, and even if we don't know anything about pH level, then we will have to say 6.5. What is the equation of the horizontal asymptote? Y equals 6.5, which we knew from the beginning. What does this mean in terms of the mouth pH level over time? The mouth pH level over time increases without bound. Of course not. The mouth's pH level over time decreases without bound. Of course not. It doesn't go to negative infinity. The mouth pH level over time gets progressively further from the horizontal asymptote. It means that it's not a horizontal asymptote then. So the mouth pH level over time gets progressively closer to the horizontal asymptote. Yes, of course, that's the meaning of the horizontal asymptote. Use the graph to describe what happens to the pH level during the first hour. The pH level starts at 4.6. No. The pH level starts at 24. No. The pH level starts at 6.5, then decreases rapidly for 24 minutes. For the remainder of the hour, the pH level gradually increases back towards 6.5, which is exactly what we observe in the graph. Very good. Next question, anything else you would like to continue with?
So for that type of equation or question,
Yes.
you wouldn't even really want us to do any math, but like plug in
No, for this particular, in this case, you can. You can. For example, after 36 minutes, you can plug in 36. That you can.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes, and then you can plug in 24 to see if you really get 4.5.
Yeah, because in my math lab, that's what they require.
Yeah,
Yeah, so from in this problem, I just looked at the graph, but yes,
It's like a tenth off.
Yeah.
good.
Okay, that's why I was asking, because I didn't know if you wanted specific.
Yeah.
Even if it was like just look.
If it says read from the graph, then read from the graph. If it says plug it in, then plug it in.
We do number 1.
Number one.
Can you try?
Also, I know I repeated myself, and I probably your ears are already turned. I cannot stress enough how important it is to redo each test with solutions several times, please. I want to have a good summer, please. It depends on your grades. Now that's pressure. This is what I call pressure. So we move everything to one side. We will set the two restrictions. It's wise. I don't care what anyone says. It's always wise to state the restrictions. Okay, then we find the LCD. If you forget the equal symbol and 0, you will not solve. You will just have an expression to look at. The least common denominator must be x plus 5 and x minus 3. All different factors present in the problem. Now the adjustments are crucial because if you copy 3 plus 2 minus 16, I can't give too much credit. So I have to multiply by x minus 3, by x plus 5, and by 1. Do we agree with these steps? Yes? Good. So now the top becomes 3x minus 9 and plus 2x plus 10 and minus 16. And see if this is clear. Is this clear? Yes? Very good. So let's continue then. Combine like terms. So I have 5x. So negative 6 minus 9 is negative 15. Divided by x plus 5, x minus 3 equals 0 over 1. Why? Because now this is a proportion. And it's easy to write this and get x equals 3. However, I did my homework. And my homework says, no, you can't. So no solutions indeed. Exactly. Good. Next question.
Can we do 19?
19. So let's take a look at 19. Very good. Any questions on number 1? Questions on 1? Okay, perfect. We are on 19. On 19 we have A equals 919.2 E to 0.031 T, and it should be A of T. Millions, and T equals 0 represents 2003. Use this model to determine when the population of the country will be 1818 million. We want to determine when will the population be 1,818 million. So what am I asked to do?
You said 18, 18.
Say it again.
You said 18 to 918.
Very good. Excellent. First step, always remember, we're solving an equation, and the first step should always be in the back of our minds. Clean it up. And you know what I mean by clean it up? Simplify it, if possible, or change it into something that is easy to work with. And of course, I'll have to get rid of this. I can't delete it. It's multiplied by e, so I have to, which operation do I have to use? I have to divide. And now I can make the left-hand side, it's an exponential equation. I can make the left-hand side and the right-hand side be with the same base. So, indeed. So then the natural log of 1818 divided by 912.2 equals 0.031 t. I should write times natural log e, but I know by now that natural log e is what is it? 1. Very good. So then t equals natural log 1818 over 919.2 over 0.031.
You're gonna put the calculator on the screen.
Yes.
Watch.
Yes. And now I'm going to put that. So here it is. So natural log 1818 divided by 919.2, close the parenthesis and divide by 0.031. Is this okay? And press enter. So it's roughly 22 years. And if you add 2003 to it, it will be 2025 from 2003. Is this clear?
I'm a little lost after the 1818 divided by 9.1.
In the calculator, you mean?
No.
Like
The
before you
hammer.
applied natural log. When you had 1818 divided by 91.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what she was talking about.
Charisse?
That's the middle. That
This one?
like you added the natural log,
Yes.
but the natural log is so we can use natural log in the calculator. Like this.
Yeah. We have it. It's a key, special key, ln. Are you asking about the how we put it in the calculator?
So okay. So after you divide 1818, natural log 1818 by 919.2.
I'm not really dividing. I'm not dividing those numbers. So as you see, I'm not dividing these. I don't want to approximate this. I want to leave it alone. I want to apply natural log to it, which is here. And on this side, I'm bringing down the power and multiply by natural log e, which is 1. I don't want to calculate that. I want to calculate it in one step. Because if I calculate it and then apply log to it and I get a number, I don't even know how many digits to copy. And then the error piles up. So if I put it in one step, there is one answer. I don't have to copy anything. Is that better?
Yeah. So the only time we have to worry about changing t is because we're getting a number for 2003 right now.
We are getting 21.99.
For 2003, right?
0 means 2003. The answer we get is 22 years approximately, and we have to add 22 years to 2003. Because we are told t equals 0 represents 2003. And now we're asked, in which year does this happen? And the answer is in the year 2025. Our answer is only 22 years. But it's 22 years since 2003. And that's how we get 2025.
So we wanted to find out another year.
We want to find a year in which the population, if the trend continues. So I don't know that part, but we assume that the trend continues. And we want to know when will the population reach 1,818 million. Is that better?
I'm trying to figure out what we just saw for, because we didn't do anything with T. We didn't multiply.
Yes, we did.
Zero.
We found
Three.
T. So T is right here on this side. T is right here, and I have to divide by this number. So this divided by this. This number is 22. With the
That's what I was saying. So right now, right, this 0, if T equals 0, which represents 2030,
correct.
then the 22
Years will represent 2025.
2025. Okay.
If you add 22 years to 2003, you will get the year 2025. Better? Perfect. Okay, next question. Anything else that you would like to look at?
So for number 17.
Number 17, let's take a look.
I just wanna, so I know typically we would just try to like get the same base, so we make that 4 into 2 and then do.
Yes,
2,
because 4 and 32,
Yeah.
the only chance I have is the 2.
So it's
Right.
larger than one
So
side.
this is changing to 2 squared everything to x plus 2. And this will be changing to 2 to the 5th, everything raised to x minus 1.
Okay.
So then this is 2 raised to 2x plus 4 equals 2 to 5x minus 5, because we have to copy the base and multiply the exponents. Is this okay, everyone? Yes?
That's how we
I'm
change.
just writing it down.
So we changed 4 into 2 squared, and we changed 32 into 2 to the 5th. But then we have to multiply the exponents. I copy the base, multiply the exponents. I copy the base, multiply the exponents. Is this okay? So now, two numbers are equal, and they have the same base. What has to happen?
Exponents have to be equal.
Exponents have to equal each other. Very good. So I move 5x and I move 4. So negative 3x equals negative 9x equals 3. Anything else? What are we looking at next?
Can we do 20?
20. In 20, we are given a cost and revenue, and they want us to find the number of radios that must be produced and sold in order to break even. Break even means the revenue equals the cost.
Did
We are
have
not-
I'm sorry, but did we have a break-even question on the test?
So this is basically coming from systems.
We did do a practice problem where you just set them equal to each other.
Right.
Okay.
So we have C of x, which is 3750 plus 27x, and we have revenue equals 42x. So we just have to, it's a system, basically. Yeah. So we have 3750 plus 27x equals 42x. I subtract 27, and I get 15x, and then 3750. Now the break-even point is a point, not just x, right? So what do we get for x? 215?
250.
250, very good. This is the revenue of 250. It doesn't matter where you plug it in, but it's the revenue. That's the break-even point. Break-even point. In this case, you can plug it in either one. It's going to be the same because we set them equal to each other. So when x is 250, left-hand side equals the right-hand side. Or we put it in, that's the easiest, 42 times 250. And what do we get?
10,500.
Say it again.
10,500.
Good. So that's the break-even. It's just, if you do get something like this,
Yeah.
it's the easiest of all.
What number was that?
I'll make sure and put it in. Number 20.
Yeah, you can make the test all of them.
All
I
of
know.
those,
Yeah.
yes.
10 of those guys.
Good. Now, last fall, My department decided to add these in. So these were not mine. So these 4 problems, 5 problems were added into the test. They have not said anything now, so I have no idea whether they will add something in or not. I may get an email any moment. So I have to put them in if they say so. So let's see if we want to look at any of those.
Let's look at all of them.
Of course.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, so let's start with the first one. So we have log base 2 of x plus 6. We just did this problem with different numbers. Right?
I just
Good.
saw another Gauss working question and I just cringed.
Well, you're doing good. You're okay with it.
I mean, it's like I get halfway and then I get like mixed up somewhere and I.
It's possible, yeah. Okay, so this is x plus 6 positive, x plus 8 positive. I recommend stating the domain. Or you can say, I don't like stating the domain, which I agree, I'm fine with it. I don't take it personally, but I promise I'm going to go back and check. Because if you don't go back and check, then you're not going to get full credit, especially if what you get is not the correct solution, right? So this is log base 2 of x plus 6 times x plus 8 equals 3. And now this is equivalent to 2 raised to power. So 2 raised to power 3 equals, and I'm multiplying, x squared plus 14x plus 48. So 2 to the third is 8. Of course, it's quadratic. I have to clean it up. I have to set it equal to 0. I'm expecting 2 solutions. And what do I do?
why do you write 40?
Say it again.
Why do you write 4? Oh, because okay, I see what we did. That,
So it's x plus 4 and x plus 10. And we have 2 options, -4 and -10. And I was talking and I didn't finish here. So greater than -6 and greater than -8. Of course, the common domain is -6 to infinity. So -6 to infinity and -8 to infinity. So -6 to infinity. So then what do you conclude?
It's -10.
So -10 is outside of the common domain.
Oh, so it's not.
But -4 is inside the domain, so -4 works, but -10 does not. Say it again.
Let's definitely do the next
Which one?
one.
Number
Number 2.
2.
Wait, for this one,
Yes?
why, for the 14, when you took away the x on it, I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, it's supposed to be there.
I'm sorry. Bless you. It will make no sense without x. Bless you.
and you do to get 40, it's the a squared, b squared. I mean,
Which one?
to get 40, you did
The product it has to be 40, which is 4 times 10, and the sum has to be 14, which is 4 plus 10.
right, but
You want to know where that 40 came from?
yeah, it's you.
I have 48 minus 8.
Oh, so you
I have to set it equal to 0. If I don't have it set equal to 0, I cannot factor.
so you combine with the 2 to the third.
Yes, I subtracted 8 from both sides. Is that okay? Ready? Ready for the rational function? Other questions? Okay, so we have f of x equals 2x plus 1 divided by x minus 1. Okay. Domain, please. Excellent. Negative infinity, 0, 1, infinity. Which means x equals 1 is, if we simplify, but it still stays in the function. So it must be a vertical asymptote. What type is it? 1, 2, or 3? Same degree over same degree, so the horizontal asymptote is? That will be when the degree in the denominator is bigger. The other one. For type 1 is the leading coefficient over the leading coefficient.
2.
2, indeed. So 2 and 2, y equals 2 is a horizontal asymptote.
Why is it 2 again?
Because it's the same degree over same degree. It's the leading coefficient over the leading coefficient. If the degree in the denominator is bigger, the answer is always 0. Horizontal asymptote 0. And if it's the other way around, it's a slant asymptote, not a horizontal.
Sorry.
Ready? I know that these are infinities. How do I know? Because the factor stays, and I know it's a vertical asymptote. So please plug in 0.9 and 1.1 and tell me the signs. As you see, I put them up there because I'm not going to plot any of that. So please plug in 0.9. I only need the sign. I don't care for the number.
Be negative.
Yes, because the top is positive and 0.9 minus, excellent.
It's positive.
Of course. This is always positive, around 1, but 1.1 minus 1 is positive, and 0.9 minus 1 will be negative. Please plug in 0 and tell me the answer. Perfect, right? 0, 0, 1 over negative 1 is negative 1. 1 over negative 1. And tell me, when is this function 0? When will this be 0? Only when the numerator is 0. So the numerator, 2x plus 1 is 0 when x is negative 1/2. We're done. And then we'll go and fill it in what they wanted, but I just wanted to graph it with you first. When we graph functions with asymptotes, what do we have to graph first? Yes. Here's one. And here's the other. So now let's do this together, please. Ready? Negative 1/2, 0. Zero, negative 1. So let's see what this tells us. From approaching 2, crossing the x-axis, crossing the y-axis, and going towards negative infinity. Done. From approaching 2, crossing the x-axis, crossing the y-axis, going to negative infinity. On the other side, coming from positive infinity and approaching 2. So this is the function f of x, 2x plus 1 over x minus 1. Now let's go to, I gave full credit to my students even if they didn't fill this out, if they showed this, right? But let's try and fill it out. Write the equation of the vertical asymptote. Excellent. Write the equation of the horizontal asymptote. And that's it. And now graph. Well, how can I graph without showing a table and summarizing the information? Now you have these two, now graph. Well, I can't. I have to do some work, right? I have to create a table. I have to see where it's going and find these signs left and right, and not just, okay. Good. Next problem?
Can I copy the same chart?
Sure, yes. The count in a culture of bacteria increases exponentially according to the model, blah, blah, blah. A culture starts with 8,600 bacteria. What does that mean? If it says it starts with 8,600 bacteria.
You plug in 0.
Right. So the point will be 0, comma, blah, blah, blah. That's perfect. Charisse, done?
Yes. I'm done.
Yes?
I'm done.
Ready? Okay. So 0, comma 8,600. Excellent. We are given the model A of t equals x0 e to kt. And we are told that after 2 hours, the count is 11,700. What does that mean? Excellent. Okay, they say find the growth rate, find the function, find the number of bacteria after 4 hours, and after how many hours will the bacteria be, blah, blah, blah. Okay. First, I need to find the model. I do have two unknowns here. This is one unknown, and this is the second unknown. But I do have two pieces of information that will enable us, will help us find those two. So, what do I write? So 11,700 equals A0 times E to 2K. That's our first equation from here. This is our first equation. So when time is 2, A of 2 is 11,700. So this is done. I want the same thing. Please dictate the second equation using the first point.
So it'd be 11,100 equals to 86. Wait, why would that be on that?
86.
Are you just saying on that one?
Excellent. 0 times K. Not okay, but 0 times K.
Is that for C?
So when T is 0,
Yeah.
the amount is 8,600. The amount is 8,600 when T is 0. Second point, when time is 2 hours, the amount is 11,700. The amount is 11,700 when time is 2. So what is E raised to 0? 1. So then how much is A0? Right. So this piece is 8,600. Of course, we were told that from the very beginning. Initially, which is the initial amount, is 8,600. We are already told that. But I just wanted to see the points, so you have no difficulties with that. Good. So then now the model so far is this. So I found the original amount of bacteria which was given to us, but now I have to determine the growth rate because I have to determine the model. So I have A0, but I don't have K. Just about 10 minutes ago, we solved an identical problem. What do I do? Not yet. So 117 divided by 86 first, E to 2K. if you apply, I'm not saying it's wrong. If you apply natural log in this stage, then you have to change it into log of a sum. Log of a product is the sum of logs. That's what I meant to say. You don't want to do that. You want to clean it up first. I'm not saying you're not going to get the same answer, but it's slightly more difficult because you're applying log to a product and you have to change it. So you don't want to do that. You first clean it up by simplifying it, by dividing both sides by 8600. Okay, so then now I apply natural log to both sides, so I get natural log 117 over 86 equals 2k, and that's how I get the k. Natural log 117 over 86 divided by 2.